Hey everybody, welcome to a quick follow-up video from the video we put out a couple weeks ago for the new Six Flags passes. We put this video up about 2 weeks ago, right before our trip to Canada. It was pretty rushed. So we had a lot of comments and some additional questions that came up in that video. So we figured we'd put something together real quick just to address those questions. Plus, 2 weeks, further out, we actually do have a lot more answers now to some of the questions. So we wanted to do a quick follow-up video. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to remind you all that you can win this authentic piece of wood from the original Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Details how you can win are actually on our site. I'll put the link in the description of the video. It's 100% legit, and if you win, shipping will be included. You have until the end of September to enter to win this piece of roller coaster history. And also, we appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel by clicking below. As always, it is greatly appreciated. All right, so we're just going to run down the questions and comments from our YouTube video, Twitter, Threads, Facebook, Instagram. A lot of questions on all of them. So many of the questions are actually the same. So if your question isn't featured, that just means that we already covered it in one of the previous questions. So first, a comment from at mysweetdesserts-ws9vq on YouTube. I called Knott's yesterday, and if I get the add-on, I was told you don't need to buy the parking pass for Knott's anymore due to the add-on already covering parking to Knott's. That is correct. If you get the Prestige Pass add-on, you do not need to add parking separately. However, if you get the regular Knott's Pass or the Knott's Gold Pass or the Knott's Gold Pass with the All Parks add-on, you do need to add parking separately. Parking is only included on the Prestige Pass or the upgrade for the Six Flags Legacy membership, which gives you the Prestige Pass. Here's an image of that right there where it shows kind of what is covered. I know it just says preferred parking is covered. It only has a line there for preferred parking, but there's no line for parking at all. And then you can see here in this image that there is an upcharge for parking for the regular Knott's Pass and the regular Gold Pass from Knott's. So again, the only one that covers parking is the Prestige Pass or the upgrade for Six Flags Legacy memberships. Next up is a question from at Spider Waffle on YouTube. Did they just change the general parking with the All Passport add-on? It used to give you parking at all the parks, including Knott's, Canada's Wonderland, etc. So we did kind of address this in the first video. Parking is kind of weird with the Gold Pass. So if you're getting parking from one of the parks that has parking included with the Gold Pass, this would be California's Great America, Dorney, I think World of Fun, Michigan's and Fisher is on there. You only get free parking at the other parks that also have gold parking included with their Gold Pass. They don't make it easy. So for any parks that don't have parking included with the Gold Pass, Knott's, Canada's Wonderland, Cedar Point, etc., you'll have to pay for parking separately. So like I said, they don't really make it very easy to figure out, sadly. Question from Aliens All Around Us 1126 on YouTube. I thought these memberships, all parks, are included without having to pay for the all parks add-on. So that's only for the legacy Six Flags parks. They were always, when you got the gold or whatever, it was always for all Six Flags parks. This is something that Cedar Fair changed as of last year. So you can keep the membership that you have now for Six Flags. Just won't work at all of the former Cedar Fair parks. If you want to go to any legacy Cedar Fair parks, you need to do the add-on or do a pass through Cedar Fair. But if you only want Six Flags, then you're good. So that's only the Six Flags parks. You'll need to pay the $99 add-on for your Cedar Fair parks. Question from Rick B1415 on YouTube. It would be significantly more expensive for me to get the same benefits from whatever they told me on the phone. Now I'd have to buy a Prestige Pass, which is more than I paid for the Diamond on sale, an All Parks add-on, which was not cheap, and the meal plan is more expensive. Kind of makes me rethink renewing. So we answered this one on YouTube directly to Rick, but the $99 Prestige upgrade is the way to go here. It wasn't fully released when we did the first video, so I'm thinking hopefully Rick saw that and we'll get that. So you keep all of your legacy Six Flags benefit, but you also get the Prestige benefits with that upgrade. Question from Brian Toscano 1847 on YouTube. Am I wrong on this? The Six Flags Great Adventure page has gold and prestige passes, but they are not all park until you add the passport. That's actually correct. That's the way that Legacy Cedar Fair Park started doing it last year. They had the Platinum Pass prior to that. So in order to get all the parks, you have to add the All Parks add-on. So this is directly from the Great Adventure website. The Gold and Prestige are all parks eligible, but you still have to add that on there. Question from @SupremeFan on YouTube. I have a Legacy Gold Plus Pass from Six Flags that includes entry and parking to every Six Flags park. If I had to pay $99 per pass for all park access, it would make it more expensive. Since my pass already has Six Flags parks, I would need to pay that $99 for the Cedar Fair parks. Math doesn't add up to me. So it's a great question. I think we also have more clarity on this than when we posted the original video. So I'm going to break it down piece by piece here. The $99 upgrade not only gives you access to Cedar Fair Park starting in January, it also gives you the Prestige Pass, but it also continues your benefits such as prestige parking and also extends that preferred parking to the Cedar Fair parks. You also get you things like your Fright Fest Maze Passes. We'll touch on that a little bit later in this video. But yes, you do need to pay the $99 to get all Cedar Fair parks, but it's not $99 for each of them. It's just once. So the math is actually pretty beneficial to Legacy Pass holders. We upgraded our passes last week, as I mentioned already. Question from Grobble8954 on YouTube. It is maybe more of a statement and a clarification. Note, unlike previous Six Flags Legacy Pass offerings, drinks are not included. That is correct. That's me talking. That's me agreeing with Grobble. So if you add in drinks for $35 at Six Flags Legacy Parks, and people are actually paying substantially more than what they did in 2024 for Diamond, which was all Six Flags Legacy access. That's also correct. It's me agreeing again. But here's where people like Grobble here, or those of you that are watching this video probably, are actually going to come out ahead. And this is, again, from Grobble. Though enthusiasts will do a lot of cross legacy park visits, the average person won't, unless you are in the LA or San Francisco markets. In other areas, Six Flags and Cedar Fair legacy parks aren't really close by. 100% correct there. So if you have parks that are in close proximity, like we have here in California, maybe Toronto, Buffalo area, maybe you live in Hamilton, Ontario, it's kind of in between, Darien Lake and Canada's Wonderland, or let's say New Jersey, Pennsylvania for Great Adventure and Dorney, or even Atlanta, Charlotte, if you want to make that drive. And we'll be visiting parks from multiple chains. The All Parks Pass is going to benefit you greatly. Also remember, for those of you that are in Texas, while the two big parks are Six Flags parks, Schlitterbahn is now included with the All Parks add-on if that's what's important to you. But if you only want to visit your home park and you're happy with that, then by all means just keep it. You don't need to do anything. This video doesn't apply to you. All right, so I'm also going to toss in a few questions here from some Facebook groups that I've seen in hopes that we basically stop seeing the same questions asked repeatedly. I'm not going to include who asked them as they're in a private group, but I want to make sure that I do address these questions here because they're actually good questions. So question about the 2025 Prestige Pass during the Labor Day weekend sale. Does this include access to all mazes during the entire 2024 Fright Fest season? It 100% does. So the Prestige Pass does include Fright Fest wristbands. So if that's important to you, this is your chance to get them and get them now. According to some of the fine print, you can also upgrade to the Express Pass for a fee. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll try and find out and post it on our social media. Question 2, has anybody gotten clarification or a definitive answer that adding the All Park Passport to a Legacy membership won't impact our perks? In my case, I have Diamond Elite VIP with dining. I want to make sure I don't lose those perks by modifying my existing membership. I don't see anywhere on the site that states our existing perks won't be modified. So it does not affect your Legacy perks at all. I used my Legacy perks last week at Magic Mountain after upgrading to the Prestige Pass. In my case, it was free skip the line. I don't have dining or anything on mine. And I've seen other people use things like their dining, etc., even after doing the $99 upgrade to Prestige. So it does not affect those benefits. To be clear, we're not sure if this is something that's going to continue every year. But in 2025, it's not going to affect those benefits. So if you're worried about maybe in 2026 and beyond losing those benefits, maybe just get it separately. But, obviously right now we only know what's happening in 2025. Next question, what's going on with the preferred parking? I have the Diamond Legacy Pass and I've been trying to book it for the past few days and it says not available. I also noticed that none of the new passes or memberships include preferred parking. Are they doing away with it? The answer to that is no. The Prestige Pass has preferred parking, but the other part of that is when I went to the park last Friday, I tried to make a reservation for my preferred parking, and it said that I no longer needed a reservation. Here's a directly from the Six Flags pass holder website that basically says preferred parking is now first come first serve. No longer need to make a reservation. So that has changed. Okay, so I think that actually answers all the questions that came up. So I want to thank you all for watching the previous video. I hope that clears a few things up. I realize that Six Flags has not made this entire process easy, but on the other hand, this was pretty quick considering that the merger was just finalized, not even 2 months ago. So I'm sure once we get into the next year, things will become a little bit easier to kind of figure out. One last tidbit I did want to point out as we wrap things up. The other day, Magic Mountain did announce a chaperone policy for Fright Fest Extreme. I would fully expect the other legacy Six Flags parks to follow suit on this. Sadly, it's pretty much something that is needed because it has gotten out of hand the last few years. In my personal opinion, theme parks are in the money-making business. Actually, that's not my opinion. That's what they're there for. But they're not in the babysitting your teenager business. So hopefully this goes a long way into improving the overall guest experience during the Halloween season, and hopefully more people will feel safe going to these events without kids running around or teenagers running around and things like that. I mean, there were some comments on our Six Flags update today about people having issues with Fright Fest and happy that the chaperone policy is there. So just a reminder, Halloween season officially starts for us next Thursday, yay, at Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood. We'll be attending 2 nights the first weekend, as well as a couple kind of short days at Disneyland. I'm doing the Disneyland Halloween half marathon next Sunday, so we'll be at Disney a couple of days. And then at the same day as the half marathon is our second night at Halloween Horror Nights, so that'll be fun. The following weekend, we'll definitely be checking out Fright Fest. We're not sure when Media Night is at this point, but we'll be up there the weekend of the 14th. Maybe even on Friday the 13th, because that's always a cool day to do spooky stuff. So thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.